Okay, welcome back. I hope the challenge wasn't too hard. Let's look at our solution. Now, we're going to start with objfill. Our goal is to make objfill's prototype the make me prototype object. How can we change prototypes again? Well, we know that we can use object.create, right? So I'm going to do const temporary fill object is equal to object.create. What are we going to pass in? We're going to pass in whatever we want to make as the prototype. So we're going to pass in make me the prototype. So what do we just do with this line on line 13? Well, we made an empty object, then we made that empty object's prototype make me the prototype. Okay, now we don't want an empty object. We want an object with the properties, name, fill, and favorite food, lobster tails. Remember, there's two ways we can do that. One is the longer way, where we use the second argument, right? The property descriptor from object.create. And if you did that, that's perfectly fine too. Okay. But the simpler way is using object.assign. So const new fill equals to object.assign. And if you looked it up, you know object.assign takes two or more arguments, right? So the first argument is the object that we want to inherit the properties from, right? So we can do that as temporary fill. Okay. So now we still have an empty object that inherits from make me the prototype. Okay. In this empty object, we're going to merge this object. Okay. Obj fill. So now what happens is that we had an empty object, right? And then in that empty object, we merged all the properties from objfill. Okay. And that whole object, its prototype is still make me the prototype. Okay. So let's check that out. Oh, cannot access before initialization. The prototype has come before. Okay. So now we do new fill. Okay. We get all of these properties. So we do new fill dot what? We can check if he's retired. Dot is retired. Is retired. It's a function. Let's call it fill is not retired. Okay. New fill dot get fav food. Phil's favorite food is lobster tails. Okay. And we can do the same thing for the Patrick object. Okay. But if you look at this, we can actually make this into a one-liner, right? We can just take this out and paste it in here like this. Okay. Let's check it again. New fill.get favorite food. Does it still work? Yep, it still works. Okay. So doing it this way, you can have everything in one line. But the previous way is not bad either. It's more readable, right? You have two lines. All right, guys, great job. Let's move on.